Hi, Patrice here. I'm working on this new idea I have for my recipes. I have like had a cookbook from the Pampered Chef. I used to be a consultant with them. I absolutely loved my time with Pampered Chef, and I absolutely still love Pampered Chef products. So, oh, you're gonna hear all of my children making noises and all that, but prayerfully this will work out. So, anyway, I feel funny, like kind of naked, all out in the open like this, with them gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But so anyway, I wanted to show you my little box too. What I decided was that I did not like my other cookbook was like torn up, and so I bought a new one to write things in. But I was like, oh, I actually don't like this at all. I like the old cookbook. It had these like you had these cards, and you write your recipes on them, and it was in like a binder kind of thing, and it was really cool. And I was like, well, you know what, I would like a box I love these cards, right? And so I found this box. Look at my box, ain't it pretty? Look, it says recipes, and then whatever, that home, and so it's cute because so you open it, and you put, I don't have much in here now because I'm just getting going, but yeah, all the little the dividers, and then the cards, and I got my nice protectors for my cards, so no food spills. And it's cute because it has in this box a little thing at the top here, this little line here where I could, ow, I hurt my wrist. So anyway, I still have a little bit of carpal tunnel from my pregnancy, and so yeah, you put that on there, and look at your recipe as you're cooking. It's so cool and cute, and I could pass this down to them or somebody. So yeah, I'm working on this, and I'm gonna work on this as I talk to you. So I hear somebody hollering now, but anyway, wow. So several things have happened. One, today, I realized my daughter came downstairs, my oldest, and she says that a shirt that she's wearing right now reminds her of my sister, and she said something about her. It reminds her of her aunt who died, and I was like, your aunt who died? Like, it's weird because obviously I know that I've lost 3 siblings on my father's side. On my mother's side, I'm the only child. So, but for whatever reason, it just struck me when she said it, and it's because I was feeling like, oh, you lost your aunt. And then she was saying that she thinks that perhaps the last time she saw her aunt, she was wearing this particular shirt. And so I was looking at her, and I was just like, wow. And then I thought about how the particular aunt that she's talking about is the one that I was closest to, Carrie. And I was thinking about how I'm taking it out of these ones. These ones are too big for this. So anyway, I was thinking about how when my sister died, it was a shock. She was sick, but we all expected that she would like come through, and be okay. And so it was a shock that she died, period. And then she died on my birthday. And like midnight, around just after midnight is when I found out that she passed. And when I heard about it, I didn't go to sleep that night. I didn't sleep at all. And then okay, my baby's throwing something down the stairs. Not only did I not sleep, I don't even know if you could hear that because I got on the microphone and all that. But anyway, so not only did maybe I make a new tab for dips. But anyway, not only did my sister, she was my closest sister, But she, she died on my birthday, and so I didn't sleep that night at all. I didn't sleep, and the day of my birthday, I didn't eat. I just couldn't. I had no appetite whatsoever. And I remember looking back, people ask me, like, how are you? And, cause it's your birthday and that must be rough, that, you lost your closest sister and on your birthday like that. And I was so quick to say, oh, I'm okay. It's okay. And in fact, I came up with this idea of, and it wasn't like I was lying, or I don't know what to say about it, but what I said was, oh, it's like she and I both have the same birthday now, like her birth back into heaven and my birth here, and so we share this day now, and and it's a special day for both of us. And so it was totally a dismissal of my own feelings about now I feel it, of course. Yeah, it was a complete dismissal of myself and what I feel, and it's because of the conditioning of I was groomed from birth to not include myself as far as my feelings, my needs. In fact, I don't even like that I have needs. That's something I had to I talked to my husband about recently, because I didn't like the way I handled the situation, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, I wish I could have gotten through, because I got through to him, but I wish I could have gotten through in a different way. But anyway, so it's interesting. I don't allow myself, like, sometimes people get angry and they have an outburst, and to me it's normal, and in some cases it's even reasonable, because everybody has their limits except me. I'm not allowed any limits. I'm not allowed to have any outbursts or anything like that. That's just not, so I'm learning these things about myself, and working to change them, and working to love myself through all of this. And it's interesting. It is like, I don't know, man. It's unbelievable and ridiculous. But also, what I was gonna tell you about, I guess, briefly, I don't know how much of it I want to talk about exactly. Maybe I'll talk about more later, but I'll just say that a few weeks ago, I had a dream that my mother called me out of the blue, and in the dream she wanted to talk things over. And in the dream, she said that she didn't understand why I wasn't talking to her, and she didn't understand any of what is going on between us. And so in the dream, I said to her, I just like explained things, and it got nowhere. She like lied, tried to manipulate me. She denied things that I know she remembers, and it was just a mess. There was no arguing, no, cursing, nothing like that. But because that's not me. But she did not. She wasn't receptive at all. She took zero responsibility for anything. And so eventually, when I realized that we were just about to go around in circles, I ended the call. And that was the end of the dream. And so this past Sunday, that dream came true. And so what was interesting was that it happened just about like to a T, like what I dreamed. And it was absolutely mind blowing. And I'm back at that whole, I don't know, it's an old road that I'm gonna just think of as a friend and call it radical acceptance, like road or something, I don't know. But I'm back at radical acceptance again, and it's like, wow, I'm really here. This is really my life. This is really, because my mother just, she lied, she denied, she tried to come off real like timid and shy, and that's not her at all. And I'm like, I know you, like, you don't, and then she tried to it was, I even like chuckled a little bit because I'm like, wow, like, are you kidding me? Because she tried to put some of her character traits on me and say, no, you do that. And I was like, no, that's you, and I'm not like you. And I was very calm and very mindful as I spoke to her and tried to explain things to her, because she knows full well, like what she's done. And I even did that. I even explained, like, I went over everything, well, everything I could think of in the moment, I'll say. And I said to her, I said, because she was like, well, it's not like you were neglected or abused. And I said, actually, I was. And I said, when you used to, I said, when it starting maybe 2 years old or 3, when you started to put me out at any given moment for whatever reason you deemed necessary, and you made me sit out in the hallway of the apartment building, that was abuse. And I just started naming all this stuff. And I was like, when you did this, that was abuse. When you did this, that was abuse. When you did this, that was abuse. And she was just like really quiet and not really like wanting to, some of it she denied, some of it she was just quiet. And I could tell, oh my gosh, at some point she was like stewing. She was getting mad. And I was still very calm. Normally that would terrify me, but because it's like I feel like I have to fix it, and because I'm somehow responsible for her feelings. But I didn't do any of that. I just was quiet. I didn't try to fill the void, with any chatter, mindless chatter, nothing. And I even told her that I know that, you've been talking about me in bad ways, to people, and like, and she's like, no, I haven't talked to anybody about you. I haven't said a word about you to anyone. And I was like, you have. And I repeated some of the things that she said, and she's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, you do. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And then at some point she backtracked and, well, I talked to my brother. And I was like, you talked to more than your brother. But, I'm just illustrating that, just your behavior is unacceptable, and, and you're not willing to take any responsibility at all for any of it. And I'm just not going for that anymore. I'm not there anymore. And so it was very eye-opening and enlightening. And she said, well, I'm sorry I wasn't the perfect parent. That was her apology. She was like, I'm sorry I wasn't the perfect parent. I said, you didn't have to be perfect. And she was like, well, apparently I wasn't good enough or something like that. And I was just like, wow. And so eventually I just knew that it was going in those useless circles. And so I said to her, so are you saying that you don't understand any of this, any of what I'm trying to convey to you? You don't understand your part in it? You don't see your part in it? And she said, no. And I said, well, then I don't have anything else to say, and I have to go now. So I got off the phone with her. And when I got off the phone, the whole time I wasn't afraid, and I felt really good. I felt very proud of myself, the way I conducted myself. I may share more about exactly what was said. Another video, I have to pray about that. But it was it was like talking to and trying to reason with a like toddler. And like she was not getting it. She was not willing to take any responsibility whatsoever for anything. And she was just very just flippant. She tried to talk over me a couple times. Can you get him, Jasmine? Jasmine, I'm trying to do a video. But him. Can you get him? But anyway, so she tried to talk over me a few times, and when she did, I didn't let her, and that was a first. I've never in my life spoken up like as she was like just like no, but that you know, and all. I would just like, but yeah. So I felt really good, and I was surprised though because afterwards it must have been an adrenaline dump or something, because afterwards I got off the phone with her and I went back to making this rose petal jam that I was making, and my hand was like, I was just shaking. And so yeah, it was totally what happened in a dream. Totally. And so yeah. And it was interesting because just the day before I had made, I make all these like, I make like everything, but I make these, I love traditional cooking. And so I made some rose petal jam and some lavender jam, and I baked some bread, and I gave some to a few friends and neighbors. I even shipped some to a friend in Florida. But as I made that, I was thinking about her, and I was like, because typically I would love to send her some, and I wanted to send her some so badly. Just the day before she called, I wanted to send her some, but instead I gave some to a neighbor across the street. And it didn't take the place of wanting to do it for her, but I don't know. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, this person like has been abusive to you your entire life, abusive towards your children too, but they sprinkled in some nice stuff, and so that's where you get stuck. A coach of mine said even the good moments with a narcissist are not actually good, because they're not done out of any kind of goodwill or intent. They're thrown in to keep you, because if it was all bad, you'd leave. And I was like, it's true. You know, I see that. I see it. And I've lived it, you know? And so it seems absurd to me that on one hand I can know the truth, and then on the other hand, just because she's my mother, I would want to give gifts to this person who abused me. And so it just makes no sense at all. Like the person who raped me too, like he's dead now, but like I'm gonna go and like if he was alive, I want to go and bake him cakes and bread and rose petal jam. Why? He was not remorseful. He, in fact, everything that my mother is doing, like he was like, the same kind of attitude, no remorse, no like, and smearing you and all kinds of, and yet I want to give gifts. And then the next day she called out of the blue, and I was like a reminder of, okay, this is what you're dealing with, and face this, you know? So, yeah. So I'll end it here. I hope you like the video and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Bye.